Oh,
Hey, there you go.
how are we?
What? Give me 1 second.
You're good, dude.
How are you, man?
Oh, can't complain. Just got off work.
Nice.
What about you?
Waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give me your origin story.
My origin story.
Yeah.
Adam. What? Like from life or what?
Yeah, life will work.
It's born in Australia, and I don't know what to say. You got to. The language will come to me shortly. You got to. How's this? Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Oof. Where do we start?
Yeah.
I mean, you met me on Reddit, right?
Mm.
I met you posting on Dry Alcoholics.
Mm.
I had just, I guess, started posting on YouTube to hold myself accountable. I'd been a
Mm.
chronic relapser, and um, this last relapse cost me like a shoulder. This guy,
Mm.
you know, and that's just kind of what it is. And it's been me trying to kind of figure out what I enjoy. Because that's like half
Mm.
of getting sober is finding what you
Mm.
like.
You still in the rooms and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I still go
All right.
to the rooms. Right now, I've got a sponsor that's making me do 90 and 90 since my little snafu, which I hate, but you know, it is what it is.
Mm. So, what's the? You got a lot of meetings and stuff around where you live?
Yeah, there's a ton of meetings, a
Yeah.
ton. I actually like this area's meetings more than anywhere else.
Yeah. How come?
Less personality.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
you.
you
Yeah.
get in there and everybody's trying to like peacock and be more sober than like the other sober person.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
Yeah. Do you do Zoom meetings and stuff, or?
I do some Zoom meetings occasionally, like in a pinch, but I
Yeah.
don't find them useful.
Mm. It's good. Like I find them a good quick fix, like a band-aid thing, man.
What's that?
I find them like they're a good quick fix, like a band-aid,
Oh yeah,
just for the touch up and go.
yeah,
Yeah, because I did a meeting this morning, and yeah, it's like 10:30 here in Sydney in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you sober
Whereabouts?
too?
Like which state? Sorry.
Are you
What?
sober too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Been clean for 11 years and stuff.
11 years.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty. I like it so far.
It's
Getting some
good.
fresh. Yeah. So which state are you based in anyway?
Uh, Tennessee.
Tennessee. So that's central, or how central is that
Like,
in the States?
um, it's technically like the southeast. You know where
Oh,
Georgia
yeah.
is? Like we're above Georgia, Alabama,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like
Yeah.
the central as far as population goes.
Oh,
Smack
okay. Yeah.
dab in the center.
Yeah. Um, nice. So
Hmm.
you've done meetings across the states and stuff, or
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I've done a
just curious.
few. I've done mainly in my area.
Mm.
And the first one I went to, I didn't realize it was in Spanish. And I walk in and it's like all Mexicans. And they just look at me and they go, I just turned
Like
around
that.
and walked out. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. But at big cities, you always find those sort of meetings around.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
I do. I do like my meetings that are around
Mm.
here.
Mm.
Um, I use that app that they have, the AA app,
Mm.
and I don't know. There's a lot of good sobriety there.
Mm.
You know.
So what do you so tell me about your YouTube thing anyway, because I know I've collected a bunch of footage for it as well. So what do you want to do with the YouTube? Like, how did you get into it? What do you want out of it and stuff of that nature?
So really, I really don't want anything.
Mm.
Um, I will say that I promoted it. I did have kind of some delusions when I started it of wanting to be like YouTube famous, like everybody else did. But I'm finding it more therapeutic for me to like discuss things that I've learned in my sobriety while I craft, and because crafting is like where I come up with my ideas and I think them through. Um, I run to like fully think them through, and then I record them, and I usually set them to what I was making at the time,
Mm.
and it's
I
just
get
kind
that.
of how I got through it. Oh, have you seen the displays? Like,
Is that the recent video you sent me, or
yeah, that's some of them.
yeah?
Like,
No, yeah.
that's my display for. I just did that guy,
Yeah.
and then I've got Whitney's Army down here, and then down here, and
That's
then
so cool.
I have a few more here that I'm working on. This was all 3D printed,
Mm.
like the big
Mm.
ears. And then down here, I haven't decided what I'm going to put,
Mm.
but it's kind of my displays. And then the
Yeah.
commission's over there. Fun times.
Nice. So how did you get into that? So what would you call that anyway?
Uh, that is a diorama building
Yeah.
at its finest for me.
Yeah.
And my so this go around when I got sober,
Mm.
I had a really long time friend. He was super into drugs and everything else like that, and then he got into Jesus, and he showed up and he prayed on me when I was in the hospital. I was like, that's weird, but whatever, you know,
Mm.
do your thing.
Makes your friend
And
happy.
he does the diorama and the stop motion, but he got me into it.
That's so cool. Yeah. It's good to have like a passionate thing. It's something you just really enjoy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Mine's just making random videos and stuff, and yeah.
random videos.
Yeah.
I've watched them. It always has such an ominous feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, if at any part in your video it cuts to black and it just says, if you have seen so and so, please call. Like, I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of enjoyment out of them.
Thanks, man.
You know,
Yeah. I get some weird emails and messages from a lot of people,
I don't doubt it.
but yeah. I like it though. It keeps me busy, pro productive, and all that sort of jazz.
How'd you get into it?
When I first got clean, I've always wanted to be. I've always had like creative inclinations and stuff of that nature.
Hmm.
So yeah, but you have ideas and thoughts and stuff, and you follow through on it, and just like the experience of it all can kind of like tell you otherwise, or refine it, or can
Right.
tell you like, oh, that's your thing, sort of thing. Yeah. So initially, just I've always been in, like, when I was out there on the piss and stuff, movies was like one of the few things that I can actually do solo, and I can actually sit through it. So that's how I got into movies, and like, like you and I probably experienced a lot of life without the internet. And then sort of, yeah. So when I got clean, it's just watching YouTube and stuff was just to help pass the time and all that sort of stuff. So
Mhm.
I've worked in a lot of films, in short films, feature films for other people, but I just thought,
Mhm.
like, so I'm sort of do things on my own type of person. So I just thought just buy a video camera and just start doing like just finding my way, making my own movies, my own videos, and all that sort of basis. So I've
Turned
kept
out
it up
good.
ever since. So I'm yeah fortunate that I'm even though it's small, I've got a very much small following online, very small. But I'm able to earn a little bit of money from it as well. And sometimes people donate money to me through PayPal and Google Ads and all that sort of stuff. And I like writing as well, so that helps because like, the writing and publishing them on ebooks and Kindle, I can do that on my own a lot more better.
Mhm.
So, if that makes sense.
Does.
So, yeah. So I thought I'd just start doing other things, and plus, I'm into books, and you can tell I got like a massive collection of books and stuff, and um, I've kind of learned a lot about culture as well. So I thought like I can kind of understand the importance of documenting things in day-to-day life and all that sort of stuff, like
Mhm.
culture related as well. So that I kind of get the picture of like recording things and video for the future, I guess. So
Mhm.
yeah,
It's
but getting into like YouTube culture is a weird thing too.
YouTube's weird
Yeah.
in general. Reddit's
Yeah.
weird. Reddit is
Oh,
so
yeah.
weird.
I just
Dude,
describe Reddit as like I describe Reddit as the adult version of Facebook, sort of thing.
pretty
Yeah.
close. Pretty close. It's oh my God. Yeah.
Mm.
There's the latest bit. Have you been on Dry Alcoholics?
No, not recently. No. No.
So I won't say names, but there was a guy whose story was pretty close to mine. And I reached out and I was like, hey man, like I got sober. I'm doing this. Like this is what I'm doing. If you want help, I'll show you.
Mm.
And he pretty much fired back and made some big post, like saying I was hitting on him or some shit like that. You know, it's like, no, I will not make out with you. And I was like, bro, whatever. And
Yeah.
so now he's currently wiling out on dry alcoholics, going nuts. He made some post on like crippling alcoholism about how he's been here longer and so he needs more respect. And then made another post uh like saying like all the trolls are after him and all this bunch of stuff. And come to find out those trolls were his own account. He like was
That he's
trolling
cool.
himself. Like it was like a whole thing. I was like, what the hell? But
I love those subcultures you find.
yeah, it blows my mind. And but yeah, it's been about all I've been up to is you know making dioramas and
Hmm.
talking about them. That's
Yeah.
I think the
So
way for me to go.
yeah. So let me know. Like, I know about dioramas, but could you let me know a bit more? Just because I'm completely
Yeah.
oblivious to it all. Yeah.
So like a diorama is just kind of building like a scene, like a picture,
Mm,
but you make it out of stuff, you know.
mm,
Um, so I set up like a cityscape scene over there, a couple of other like side of the road scenes and stuff like that. Just basically background for me to set my figures, you know.
mm.
I wonder what the Oxford Dictionary is actually of it, because I don't think I've ever looked that up. Uh, a three-dimensional miniature or real life scene. Yep. So yeah, like a picture. Been about
Oh, okay. Is there like a big community around it and stuff, or
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah,
huge, huge.
yeah. So tell me about the community about it, then.
I mean, I'm just kind of getting into the Warhammer community,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is,
okay. Yeah.
you know, where I've been going, and eventually I want to get into like not making destroyed stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's super easy to make something destroyed. Like
Mm.
it's real easy. But the subreddits, the postings, all that bunch of stuff, huge, huge gaming community.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do is go to a comic book shop and you'll find somebody there. But like I didn't really know it existed that much until I started bringing my miniatures to work and like painting them while I was at work. And
Mm.
a bunch of people saw them and started bringing theirs in to show me theirs. And so
Yeah.
that's like how it all kind of blew up.
Uh, okay. You started off with like a word of mouth type thing.
Hmm.
So is there a diorama community? And then is there like the sub community still?
Hmm.
Like with you, the Warhammer stuff. Then is it with people like from like I don't know, recreating like World War II scenes or something?
Right. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
subgenres for everything. Um,
Yeah.
there's a really big scene for Gunpla, like Gundams,
What's that?
like
For
the
what?
Gundam models.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
like people make a lot of dioramas for them. I recently found out there's like a board game as well for the models. Like it's almost like
Oh,
D&D, but you're like that Gundam. That seemed
that's
really
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I'm before I go to sleep, I'll go onto YouTube and like look at different niche communities, and
Hmm.
when I find it clicks, I'll check it out for a period of time and then change. So I was like looking
Same.
at one where, yeah, like I was looking at one that was it's about a guy that will do like fly fishing, the hooks for
Okay.
fly fishing,
Yeah.
and then I watched another video like the same thing, like them creating their own fly fishing hook things. Then yeah, so this is what I always had like obscure interests like that.
Yeah.
Where I check out online community like that. So that's what I think one good thing about making use of the internet instead of like morbid weird stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm just I'm on the prowl to look for another community to check out, and yeah, as an observer rather than kind of like participant.
Have you ever gotten into the agnostic and the scholarly parts of like religion studies?
Yeah, yeah, that's a massive matrix wall.
Oh
That one, yeah,
my God.
yeah,
Have
yeah,
you I'll send you the link, but it's this
yeah.
guy called Ford,
I haven't heard of them, no,
and
but yeah,
he breaks down like you know how there's always a flood myth, and like there's
yeah.
always like a sky god and all this bunch of stuff. He breaks down like where it all comes from.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, like it's massive. Like Zeus, the sky god, used to be called like Deowas, which is where we
okay,
get Deus or
yeah.
Christ, and like all of that. Like he goes down the timeline, and I just watched another documentary where you know the Kingdom of Judah,
Yeah.
where so apparently that was never part of like the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
rewrote in the Babylon captivity to make it okay for them to rule when they come back. Like
Uh,
apparently it was
yeah.
all fabricated. Like it's nuts.
Because I've always it's strange that you brought it up because last night before I went to sleep, I was kind of like chilling out to this interview.
Mhm.
I think the dude's name is called Chris Langham. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but apparently he's a man with like 200 IQ, and I think
Mhm.
he died and came back or something. like throughout some medical operation. He was just describing God and all that sort
Mhm.
of stuff. And yeah, so it's for me, it's kind of weird how you brought, not weird, but it's
Coincidental.
timing that you brought it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, because I've checked out that sort of Pacific community every so often, but it's such a mind fuck. It's I can't like, yeah, I gotta like no, take a break from it. Yeah,
Yeah. Have you
yeah.
ever passed? Have you ever died?
No, 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 no.
Mm.
But it's always curious to hear stories about that. That people went to the afterlife and come back. So,
It's
but the last community like
it's
that sort of.
what was that?
Go ahead.
No, you were going to
Go ahead.
say the last community.
Oh, the last time I was checking it out, I was like listening to this interviews with the people like ex warlocks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and people got into voodoo all that, and then kind of like coming out of that sort of thing and becoming born again Christians and stuff. But this is I got to check this guy's name out because he was one of the most grounded people I've ever heard. Like he practiced voodoo for a while and came back,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. But he was one of the, when he's, because like a lot of them like I want to say amplify, but a lot of them there's a disconnect when they come out of it. This recent guy that I was checking out, like he's really grounded and based.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got to find his name. But he was talked about how because the amount of drugs that he was taking, he was so paranoid. And he said he had like a missing shipment, but of drugs meant to be delivered to him, and that went missing. So he said one of his girlfriends at the time, he knew that her uncle practiced voodoo somewhere like in New Orleans around that area,
Mm-hmm.
and just decided to go give it a go. And because of that one experience with his girlfriend's uncle, he found the shipment of missing drugs, and ever since then he was started practicing voodoo and became like a warlock. And he said the turning point was it was somewhere in the south, but he said he was going to like a black magic shop. And he said when he was there talking to the owner of the shop, he said, what's her name? Beyonce's younger sister
Mm-hmm.
walked in at the same time and started talking to the owner as if they were friends. And he said that wigged him out so much from that community that ended up, he says he's breaking the spell, but seeing Beyonce's sister at the shop wigged him out that much he had to quit. And they had to kind of go, nah, it's like, yeah, this is seeing celebrities and famous, just going, nah.
Back
No.
into the black magic. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that makes sense.
He goes, no. And he goes, but his born again story was like really hectic. He goes, as soon as he lost interest in that world, he said he felt that evil and pure. He'll go from church to church trying to convince people to baptize him. He
Mm-hmm.
said he reckons he went to at least 80 churches, drive around finding churches, and he reckons at least 50 of those churches, that one of them, somebody will baptize him, hoping to wash away everything. And so that's the start of his born again Christian story. Just trying to
Jeez.
get this random person to throw holy water at him. Yeah, he got really dirty. Yeah.
Jesus.
But what else? Yeah. So what other communities do you like to like besides the diorama stuff? What else do you like to check
Uh,
out?
I mean, I do a lot of longboarding, disc golf, um, photography with a
Yeah.
camera. I'm not any good at it, but
Yeah.
it's still fun.
But you like doing it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you like? Because one thing I like about your videos when you put out on YouTube and the video clips is like it's grounded in reality a bit, sort of a lot, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Regardless of the subjects you talk about and do, because as you know, you probably see it like it's things on YouTube because they sort of standard high production and that social media type of
Right.
expression.
Everything pristine.
Yeah. So I always like finding YouTube channels and videos where it's more realistic, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've
what do you
been
do with your
wanting.
photo?
What was that?
Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Oh, I was gonna say I've been wanting to do better with like my audio and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but like I'm not the type of person that's going to like set a scene and then act it out for a bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I am the type of person that will commit to a prank. You know, uh, I
Yeah.
will. I've been trolling everybody, convincing them that I once dated Taylor Swift throughout the years of 2015 to 2016. And in fact,
What do
her
you
song Bad Blood is what?
what are you telling me to convince you?
Well, I mean, her song Bad Blood, that's like when she
Yeah.
found out I got married. Like, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously. It's
Anyone
just,
believing you?
nah.
Nah. Yeah.
Nah.
She's
But
been in
it
the
is,
news a lot.
it has. It's ridiculous enough, though, that my ridiculous stories people kind of brush off and don't believe either. So that's good. I kind of like that.
Are you into you into the Super Bowl and stuff of that nature? What sports do you follow?
Uh, Truthfully, I play more than I watch.
Hmm.
But soccer, fantasy football. If it's not fantasy football, I don't really watch.
Yeah.
College basketball.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I've always been curious about that fantasy sports side. Could you like
Yeah.
expand on that?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you draft your team. Everybody has like an order, and you like draft your team. And depending on what like the league maker sets the points as, kind of depends it. Uh, we always do a head to head, so it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
me versus you, and I would set my lineup, and you would set yours, and depending on how they do in the game, depends on how much points I get. So like for us, I would get a point for every 25 yards my quarterback threw. But if he threw an interception, it would be negative 2 points.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Because
how.
I never had an opportunity to ask questions about people, but yeah, I've just been curious about it. That's all.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's really fun to play if
yeah.
you like math and statistics.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. I just never had a chance to ask questions about it. That's all.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
So how would you describe the area that or the state that you live?
Oh, needlessly red.
That's
uh,
what's that? That's the
Republican Party.
Republican. So
Yeah,
it's really a conservative area.
I mean yeah, it's very pro-life, anti-LGBTQ, whatever. You know, but truthfully, it's really not. They just don't want
Mm,
you to be like loud in your face about it. Like, I don't care
yeah.
what bathroom you use, but like, I don't need you to make a deal about it every time.
Mm,
That's kind of how it is here.
mm.
But it's also very California.
What do you mean by that?
California has been buying up real estate over here and then turning around and renting it out.
Mm,
So, to give you context, my house that I owed on, I paid a mortgage for. I was paying $867 a month in a mortgage in downtown Nashville. I left, moved
mm.
back 3 years later, rent 22 to 2500, same place.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a pricing.
it's,
So what's Nashville like anyway?
oh, I love it.
You
I
love it?
love the
Country
locals.
music. Yeah. Big country music scene.
Huge, huge.
Yeah.
But arguably, the alternative rock scene is a lot bigger.
Is it? Yeah.
hmm Um,
So what's
Case,
the population of Nashville?
I think it's like 300,000, and
Okay.
then like people who come in, it's close to 1 million, somewhere
Okay.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a small big city.
Mm. Is the States full of those things or small big cities?
What's that?
Is America like that? Like a lot of small big cities and stuff?
In my area,
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of it. You're getting a lot of suburbs are kind of becoming the new big city,
Uh,
and then the
okay.
downtown is becoming decrepit. At least in
Mm.
my area. I mean, you've got Detroit, St. Louis, Louisville, Evansville, Cincinnati. All of them, they were like really, really, really big and prosperous, and then their suburbs got better, and so
Okay.
people,
Yeah.
it's just spreading out. And then
Mm.
there's a gentrification in Nashville to like pay
Mm.
more for like what used to be Section 8 housing.
Mm.
Housing's insane here.
Yeah, that's the same with Australia as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is the? It's pretty much all just the coast, right?
Yeah,
That
most of
people live
Australia's
on.
population, yeah, mainly the coast. And it's mainly like from Sydney's probably the most. I think it's like 5 million, and Melbourne is probably the second biggest city.
hmm
But you do have like little bits of places like throughout in between the capital cities.
hmm
But of course, each state has like a capital city to it. But yeah, Sydney and Melbourne is similar to one another.
hmm
Um, Everywhere else, it's more of a global cities in
hmm
terms of what Australia has to offer. Everywhere else, you will find cities in terms of the capital cities in each state, but it has like a more of a distinct Australian feel to it, if that makes sense.
hmm
Now, the reason why I think is a lot of Australia has, if you look at the map to Australia, like grass and stuff, like landscapes and stuff, is around the coast, and the more inland you go, it becomes really desert.
hmm
So, like, I'll put it to you like this: around like Las Vegas, the west coast, you find like strips of like a spot just of desert.
hmm
It's like that throughout the whole middle of Australia. If that makes
Makes
sense.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So that's probably the reason why most of the population lives on the coast.
How is
Plus,
the?
where I live,
What's the Aboriginals like?
good, just good, normal. It's the same as any variations of everything.
Yeah.
So it's just people are people, then that's it, sort of thing. So,
I wasn't sure.
but yeah, yeah,
There's a big hate up here about like a oil pipeline being put in, and the Native Americans are going insane about it.
yeah,
I was wondering, do you deal
yeah.
with stuff like that?
Yeah, that's of course, dude. It's the same, you know. What is it? Mainly, particularly around Australia Day, which is I think when the British set foot, sort of thing.
hmm
Other than that, you hear bits and pieces throughout the year and all that, but it's just one of those things. It's just it's probably the same in the States. It's like work together rather than kind of like once. It's it's governments and governments as well. You know,
Yeah.
if yeah, sort of thing as well. So it's just, but it's the same as everywhere. Like if you want to have a good life, you've got access to that.
Right.
Um, if you don't, you can do that if you want, sort of thing. So, but the Aboriginals are cool as well. It's the same thing. People are people. So,
Right.
meaning that you get a mixture of every type of person, but yeah. So, but I go friends of the Aboriginals as well. There's a lot of freedom to that too.
Yeah.
So, but it's the same thing. It's just anyone who's non-Aboriginal knows things about it, but they don't partake in any Aboriginal stuff because that's what they do, sort of thing.
Hmm.
It's not like a race. Sorry, you just it's the wrong word, but it's just a mutual respect type of thing. So,
I
but I
get it.
kind of feel sorry for the tourists. Yeah, I feel sorry for many of the tourists because there's like a lot of Australian shops for them, and like none of the stuff they sell is Australian. It's just stuff for tourists. It's fucking. I think it's hilarious, sort of
I
thing. If that makes sense. So it's
it's
kind of
probably the same thing with like cowboy boots here.
yeah,
Like there's a Broadway street shop that just sells cowboy boots only at the time that bars are open. You're like, I wonder
yeah.
why. Oh,
So what about tell me what about Native Americans and stuff?
I mean, I don't know that much. I don't deal with many. All I know is like Central Plains and like north, like pretty much
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma and up in that kind of like lane. That's primarily Native Americans, like
Mm-hmm.
like reserves, Indian reserves and stuff. And then I know New Mexico, Arizona, and like Nevada have some, but you don't really see much about them until like something pops up with like the oil line or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they go like insane about it.
Mm.
And it's always some white lady standing in front of them complaining about it.
Yeah, it's the
It's
same as
always
Australia.
some white lady. It's like, think of these disenchanted people here. Shut
Yeah.
up. We're
It's
talking.
yeah, the typical white person who knows he doesn't have any friends of them, but just stands up for them at the same time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same
It's the same
funny
here.
stuff.
So yeah. You go talk to them like it's the same here because I got a lot of Aboriginal friends here. Like I don't know who she is, but yeah, it's fucking funny.
It's
Um,
it's it's crazy. It's
mm.
crazy.
But yeah,
You know,
well, there's a lot of Aboriginal art, drawing spots and stuff. So
that's good.
they all go, yeah. So I go chill out with them and all that because despite what the governments are doing or say or whatever, like a lot of they don't do anything. Yeah, they leave them alone as well. It's for the lack of better language and stuff. So and
Hmm.
I like chilling out with them. Yeah. So
Sounds
cool.
good.
But yeah. But I always found that's the best thing to do is to actually interact with one another's people and yeah,
Try. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. So yeah,
What is that phrase? Contempt prior to investigation?
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like a lot of you speak to them like, yeah, I'm going off to work now. I'm like, yeah, I'll see you later. So, like, so it makes sense. Like, why are you telling me you're going to work? Like, but that's the thing too. Is it's just I always found them like it's just like you just said about that white lady at front. It's like I don't know these people in my day-to-day life. Why they're trying to like stick up for me, sort of thing. Like
Right.
if that makes sense. Yeah, or
It's
talking
kind of
about
like
me. That's
what
their
agenda
biggest
are you
problem that
pushing?
they've got. This eyeball. Yeah, but
I get it.
because I actually still friends with them. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
I think the Wi-Fi's just slowing down a bit.
Oh dear. What time
Yeah.
is it? Oh shit. 6:05. Heavy thunderstorms. Let me look at this radar real quick. I might see if I need to get some food now or wait. Oh, come on. There it is. Uh, well, it's looking like it's going to get worse. So I'm going to go get some food real quick. You want to do this again?
Yeah, we'll DM each other.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I'll,
just before you go,
yeah.
what I was thinking of this lives and stuff is every so often I'm going to think about organising somebody to chat with. Then I'm going to download them and just stick them up on my YouTube channel from time to time, if that makes sense. So,
Have at it.
yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
I'm cool
And of course, I'll link all
with it.
link all your YouTube stuff to it as well.
Thank you.
No worries.
Well,
Anyway, man, I
thanks,
hope you have
Darcy.
a good dinner. That's all good, mate. All right.
I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
See you, mate. Bye.
See ya.
Hey, mate. It's fucking closing. Fuck, guys.